I thought your offense in the first half, a little trouble getting some rhythm going, but in the second half, they really picked it up.
Yeah, 17-7 first half, 31-0 second half. Inconsistent in the first half, opportunities there to be had. The sloppy one was really at the end of the first half. We gave up a couple of sacks. There were some protection challenges with some of the movement stunts and the extra guys being brought. But we got to be better at that. Obviously, I thought we firmed it up later as the game went on. But all in all, just, there were some bright spots in the first half, but not nearly enough. You need to take more control of a game like that early on, but very encouraged by the second half and the ability to really dial in and focus and finish the game.
I'm encouraged by your defense too. I thought your defense really controlled the ball game. They gave up only 7 points and kept getting the ball back and giving your offense that short field.
Yeah, that first half, I was looking at it right now. Luckily, somebody handed it to me. I don't memorize these things. First half, 33 plays for 191 yards. Second half, 29 plays for 80 yards. We played 80 guys tonight. A lot of guys saw significant playing time. A lot of them saw their first playing time. We know some guys, we weren't trying to rest guys. We were just banged up at certain positions. So guys had to play, and they did. I think as the game went on, they started just getting in the right type of groove and understanding how to get a signal and apply it to a on a play-by-play basis to play very just much better football in the second half.
Very opportunistic in that defense. Takeaways. Your team doing such a tremendous job of that, taking the ball away. Verone McKinley with 2 picks tonight. Noah Sewell. I thought those 2 guys, real leaders in that defensive side of the ball.
Without a doubt, Verone is just, man, what a great leader. What a great player. Just a tremendous, he epitomizes the culture. He just doesn't stop. I mean, all he wanted to talk about in there was next week and want to know, getting in bed, eating the right stuff, waking up, getting on that film early. So guys like that, they drive a locker room. Noah's really kicking that into another level as well, and is feeling more comfortable leading. But I can't say enough great things about Verone. He just different, man. He's different and he's special, and we're very blessed to have him.
I know somebody's going to ask you, so I'll be the first one to ask you. We didn't see Anthony come out in the second half and play. Ty Thompson, really nice half of football in his first opportunity, but a lot of guys banged up and hoping that things will, give you a much better start for the Pac-12 season coming up. Any word on Anthony?
Well, he took a pretty good shot there at the end of the half, and they were just making sure that he was okay. We expect him to be okay, and he looks good. So we expect him to be healthy for the week.
All right, a little valuation on Ty Thompson. I mean, the young freshman comes in and his first opportunity.
Did a nice job, got the ball out, was accurate with the ball, made the right decisions in the run game, and he was playing during, some real relevant time as well. So proud of him, proud of Butter getting in there as well. And, both those guys just looked really sharp. They look like what they look like in practice on a daily basis. So we're not surprised that they were able to execute and run the offense like they did. So fired up about those guys, and looking forward to seeing all these guys this week. Well, this week, tomorrow in practice, I should say.
This is a ball game with the number of guys you have had banged up and out that you've had to have backups play. And tonight in a game like this, you get to play a lot more people. When you evaluate now, do you start to develop more depth on this team because of the guys that got to play, and you get a chance to see what they can do in a game situation?
Well, I think it's critical to understand, like, a game, number one, tremendous amount of respect for our opponent. They have a really good football team, good football players. They compete really well. And then when the game reaches a stage where some of the other guys are playing, those guys have to get reps, So, and we were calling the game like we needed to, and we felt like those guys performed nicely. With offensive linemen fit double teams really well, got their man blocks done. Receivers ran good routes, caught the ball well for the most part. I think had 2 drops. Just they were functioning like we expect them to and like they have been in practice. So very valuable time for a lot of guys. And a lot of guys are seeing action on teams as well. Special teams has been loaded up with a lot of guys that have really spending their first year here on campus. And not just because they're freshmen. We're not trying to give other guys a rest. They're on there because they've been very productive. They're fast, athletic, explosive players, and we got to get them on the field. And special teams we continue to get better on our coverage teams. We continue to get better in the kicking game. And those things are things to be really enthused about.
All right, Coach, that's what I got for you right now. I'm going to turn it back over to Todd Miles and let him open it up some other questions from some of the other folks. Thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Go Ducks.
All right, we'll open it to questions. We'll start with James Crapia from the
We'll
Oregonian.
take the break, come back with more.
You
48-7
mentioned
Oregon.
during the
Victory
week,
here.
how you practice, how you played would kind of show whether or not you're a great team versus a very good team. In the first half in particular, the offensive and defensive lines, how did you feel like you guys did where you allowed a pretty good amount of pressure, particularly late, obviously, but also defensively, they ran behind their two big guys on the right side very effectively in the first half. And I can't imagine that was a big surprise to you. So just how do you think the line of scrimmage played in the first half?
Below average. So I thought there were moments where we were playing well. And then in the second half, I thought we really picked it up, but not up to the standard. I think we know that, opponents change, but standards don't. That's the bottom line. And they had some challenging movements and stunts. When you bring corner fire and you start long sticking from the C to the A, I get it, but we got to be able to adjust. And I think our guys did. I thought the effort was good. I didn't see a lapse in effort. I didn't see anything but guys dialed in and being intense in terms of their approach in the huddle during timeouts, injury timeouts, regular timeouts. They were locked in. We all got a little bit frustrated, but just kept going. We didn't talk about we should have done this or should have scored there or should have had a better play. Just kept talking about this play right now, the next play, do it as best we can. And we're learning, we're growing. It was good to see us being able to turn that mentality into one that goes forward when things weren't going so well.
Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Coach, do you know specifically which play Anthony suffered the injury? And then just what impressed you most about Ty's second half?
I don't know the exact play. I mean, those things sometimes they get evaluated and you get different information than what you thought. So I'd rather hold on that. And in terms of Ty, that Ty was very cool. Didn't flinch at all. I've seen sometimes quarterbacks tap him on the shoulder and say it's your turn, and their eyes get about yay big. Wasn't the case with him at all. There was no flinching. He knows the offense. He's very composed. He's very confident, and he did a really nice job.
Sean McPherson, KWVA Sports.
Coach, you hit on Verone a little bit with Jerry on the post-game show, but obviously 3 picks from the secondary tonight, 2 by Verone and 1 by Bennett Williams. How much did the secondary help you in creating those big plays? And also, what can you say about Verone's knack to grab interceptions? He had that one at the end of the Ohio State game as well.
I'm sorry, the last part of it, you got muddled up there.
I was just asking what can you say about Verone McKinley's knack to cause interceptions, and also how much did the secondary play help you tonight?
Well, this guy's a student of the game now. He understands it inside and out, not only what we're doing on defense, but what the offense is doing. He understands formations. He understands route running. He studies receivers really well, formations really well, splits. I mean, he's a different level football IQ. And then you've seen the way he's worked on his body. He is fast. He's explosive. He's a ball hawk, got great ball skills. It's got a kid with him every now and then, get him on offense for a play or two. But he's been a game changer for us. And the best part about that, he's not satisfied. He's hungry. He wants more. He wants to take on more. And that leadership role just strong, man. Can't say enough good things about Verone McKinley.
Matthias Pasternak, End Zoners.
Hey, Coach, how hard is it to come back down to earth and stay focused after a big win like last week's?
I thought well, let me not say that. I was pretty fired up about the way we approached everything from practice on Sunday to the end. When you leave a game like that last week, when you go in the locker room, you can have fun, you could celebrate a little bit, but before you leave that locker room, and one, you respect the place. And the second part is you make sure you get the guys to start generating thoughts about moving forward. That showed up in practice the next day. I thought guys were focused, and I thought the week was physical. I thought guys that had to play tonight, that were forced into starting roles or having to play significant playing time, I thought they invested the right type of reps and the right type of mentality throughout the course of the week. And it showed up in a lot of their play. Inconsistent, albeit, I get it. But there was also some really bright moments, and I think a lot of stuff that we could build off of.
Zach Neal, Ducks Wire.
Coach, how do you feel about the overall health of your team going into conference play, and how beneficial was it to be able to rest some key starters tonight?
I'd like to be healthier. I think we all know that. There've been some pieces, but it's football and we're going.
Jared Denny, Scoop Duck on 3.
Hey Mario, I was just kind of wondering what exactly Ty Thompson did to win the backup quarterback job when he's obviously competing with a couple of really good guys in Jay and Robbie.
It's a real good question. It's very close competition, one that we intend to, when you're in the season, you've got to go with certain guys because there's only a certain amount of reps, and that's what practice is. You can't divvy it up, in a 3 or 4-way pie. It just doesn't work. So it was really, really close. That's the best way to put it. I can't say anyone did anything poorly. All the guys did really, really well. It was very tight, and he got the nod.
Max Torres, Ducks Digest.
Coach, you guys maybe not getting as much push as you wanted to on defense in that first half, but it looks like Brandon Buckner really helped you guys ramp it up. What did you see from him out there tonight that allowed him to be effective?
Well, hard to tell without the film when you study the line play, unless they're on your side. You could tell, you hear the call, and whether it's a B or C gap play and the B gap's been shut down, or if it bounced outside due to loss of contain or peeking inside and getting nosy. You could tell that stuff. For the most part, when he was in there, felt like he set the edge fairly well. Thought he did a fairly good job in pass rushes as well. Competed the entire evening. I'll have to look at the film tonight and grade it to assess it. But I just judging from, I guess, what I saw out there, what I felt like I saw out there, looks like a solid job, and I'm sure there's room for improvement.
Israel LaRue, Dash Sports.
Hey, Coach, the DBs had 3 picks today. How much better have you seen this defensive backs unit get under the tutelage of Coach Marcel Yates?
Yeah, Coach Yates he's a special one now. His ability to progression teach, to have a tremendous presence in the room. I had heard so many things about him as a person and as a coach. And when the players send you messages thanking, and they shouldn't thank me, but how thankful they are that they have a guy like him leading that room, that speaks volumes. So he's that kind of guy. He's a difference maker, and certainly it's paid off for us here in the first 3 games.
Matt Bream, 247 Sports.
Yeah, Mario, was Anthony L available to play in the second half if you wanted him to? And then I guess second question, you said he's good to go. Do you expect him to be available then for Arizona?
Well, I think he may have been available, but when a guy gets injured, we don't play him. We reserve comment until a little bit later on in the week, so I could give you accurate information, and I will certainly get that to you as soon as we do.
Time for 2 more questions. James Carpia, the Oregonian.
Just to get status of a couple other guys, Mario. Stephen Jones went down during the game. Just how is he? And some of the guys either held out. Obviously, KT, we understand, but I know Keith got, I think, an early snap, but I'm not sure he played very much after the first series. Just the status of some of these other guys who've been banged up, either limited. It's Braden, who didn't play tonight.
Yeah, no, Stephen looked good in the locker room, and so did Troy. I don't suspect any issues there. Trevin got banged up last week. He played tonight. Didn't seem to have any issues. We held Braden. Braden got a little bit nicked up last week. Keith Brown was available in case of emergency. What I mean by that is he was healthy enough to play, but it would be best for him going forward if we were able to get a little bit more rest. It would just, again, continue his process to being 100%, which he's right about there. So, and then Mace, Mace is now looking healthy, looking like he's good to go, him and Adrian. So, yeah, we held a lot of guys, but it wasn't just to hold guys. We felt it was best for them, for their health, and for the, going in a Pac-12 play now, where every week's a playoff game. Felt that to get them to the level that we need to, that was best to rest them tonight.
Last question, Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Coach Camden was 2 for 2 on his kicks today. Both looked solid right down the middle. I'm just curious on what's your comfort zone with him overall, and then from a range perspective of yardage, where's kind of the sweet spot for him?
Well, I think that if there's a 50-yarder, we'll attempt it. You know, we had mentioned his stats earlier in one of these conferences about what he had done throughout the course of the summer. And very few people I've ever met that's a kicker that's as resilient as him, because he completely just attacked the processes to make himself better. Didn't say a word, just went into camp and competed. And look what he's done. He's kicking most of his balls into the end zone, you know, causing touchbacks. I know one went out of bounds today. Went 2 for 2 on field goals. Great shots, great trajectory. The timing on him was great. And just he's focused. He's focused, and he has been a difference maker for us both on field goals and on kickoffs.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your time. Congrats on the win.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys. Go Ducks.